Hi friends, happy Earth Day. I wore my special Earth Day shirt in honor to celebrate the day, and I have a story about seeds to read to you. So this is called the Tiny Seed. So this is the front cover, this is the spine, and this is the back cover. Who is that person who makes the pictures for the story? If you said it was the illustrator, you're right. And the person who writes the words of the story is the author. So I'm going to start. Okay, page 1. It is autumn. Another word for spring is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows the seeds high in the air and carries them across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than the other ones. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? Where do you think the seeds are going? Do you see them? They're flying through the air. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. The tiny seed sails on with the others. So it flies on with the others. But this one, it got burnt by the sun's rays because it's so hot. Another seed lands on a tall, icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So seeds need the right temperature to grow. This one, it's too cold, so this can't grow here. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Did we see the tiny seed right here? It's not as high as its friends. One seed drifts down into the desert, so it goes down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. The tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Oh, here's Miss Christie's favorite plant, the cactus. They grow in the desert. Finally, the wind stops, and the seeds fall gently on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Do we see where the tiny seed is? It's right here. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they were going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls, the seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. What do you think the seeds are going to turn into? They are plants. First, they seed roots down into the earth. So here are the roots underneath the dirt where we don't see. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up towards the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. And it takes all the sunlight and all of the rain away from the one small new plant. And that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. Do we see that tiny little plant down here? It's just starting to grow. The weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plant as he runs along and oh no, he breaks one and now it cannot grow anymore. Do we see this sad little plant? Now it can't grow because it's broken. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor is growing even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. What is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. And here's still the tiny little plant he's trying to grow. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. But what happens when you pick a flower? Do you think it can grow anymore? It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and it doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. It's silly, look at it. It's taller than the trees and the people and the houses. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big, beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow colder, and the wind carries the yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. So now it is too cold for the flower to grow because it is autumn time or fall, when all the leaves turn colors and then they start to fall off the trees. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind. The wind grows stronger and it shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pods opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away in the wind. We see the seeds flying in the wind. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that book, 'cause I know I did.